Hi everyone, welcome back to Starfield, and as you can see we're at the lodge. I had done some inventory management, so I'm a lot lighter than I was, and so isn't the ship, so we can, go hoarding later. I thought while we were here we had some quests to talk with our activities, to talk with our Constellation folks. So I thought we would just take a few minutes and talk with Andreja, Sam, and Walter, and just see what's up with them, since we're here. I'm thinking to maybe use another companion as well. There's Andreja. And leave Barrett behind for a bit. We've taken Barrett on almost everything we've done for this playthrough. Hi, Andreja.
Never would I have imagined to encounter something like these Starborn. Now I feel that rather than having answers, we only have more questions.
Well, we shouldn't be that surprised. Space is so vast, it must be full of things we couldn't imagine.
I suppose this proves that idea succinctly. Regardless of how impossible they may have seemed before now, I must say that I do not like being threatened by anyone.
Yeah, they did make it sound like we're the bad guys somehow.
I do not understand how seeking answers can be so dangerous.
I know, that's kind of weird.
Clearly, these Starborn are connected to the artifacts, which would mean that they are also connected to that temple you found. Did they make these things? Have they appropriated them? This all implies there is something more, something we do not yet understand.
Well, we need to find more of the artifacts. They're the only lead we have.
You are right. And it would seem that if we do, we may well cross paths with these Starborn again. We will need to be on our guard from now on. They seem to know much about us. Perhaps we can learn more about them to make it even.
Yep.
We should return to our search then. There's still so much to do.
Okay. Apparently we're catching up with the Starborn thing, which was a while ago. That's okay. Sometimes that's what happens. Alright, so let's go talk to Walter, I think is next. Yep, let's go speak with Walter. It was kind of fun. The mission that we did with Walter. Met his wife. They were so cute together. Hello, Walter.
I'd like to talk to you about something, when you have the chance.
Well, I'm here. Let's go.
Well, I suppose that station in orbit has more than paid for itself at this point.
You okay after that ambush by the Starborn?
Not my first time in a hostile negotiation, as you well know.
Oh, yeah.
Admittedly, I usually know more about who I'm facing off against. I'm very interested in what Noel can learn from the scans. The technology on that ship was impressive, to say the least. If there's a chance, we could learn enough to duplicate some of it.
Wouldn't hurt to even the playing field.
That's certainly true. And it also wouldn't hurt to give Stroud Eklund an advantage in the marketplace.
Exactly. So about that Sebastian Banks speech.
Oh, right. I was afraid you were going to bring that up again. Very well. Let's see if I embarrass myself or not.
All right.
My
let's do it.
colleagues, I venture out into the darkness of space once again. Many of you have expressed concern. At my age, you say, surely the risks are too great. Surely Sebastian Banks has earned a rest. Nonsense, I say. To go out into the unknown, to brave the possibility of never coming back, to ignite the spark of hope that humanity will find answers out there in the stars, that is all I have ever wanted. If this last expedition is my time, then I say, I have been fortunate. I have been fortunate to leave, surrounded by people who could not be more different from one another, but who share a common purpose. That, dare I say, I am fortunate. My soul has a home it can always come back to. And that was the last thing Sebastian Banks ever said in the lodge before he disappeared. And Constellation has been waiting for him to come home ever since.
That was pretty good. I liked it. Do you have any more work for me?
I want you to know I was very impressed with your work back on Neon.
Well, thank you. Okay, well, I know you well enough to feel like this is leading somewhere, so go ahead.
There's no fooling you. Don't worry, this is a much lower stake opportunity. My Star Yard's been having a little trouble getting our next project off the ground. I need someone capable and decisive to step in and steer it in the right direction. Interested?
Sure. Can you give me a little bit more information?
Of course, now that I know you're interested. It's a new ship. We want to diversify our fleet. Now, I don't know why the people I pay very handsomely to come up with new designs can't seem to get out of the R&D phase. And frankly, I don't care. I just want someone, you, to go there and show them how it's done.
Well, I'm not a professional designer. Oh. Maybe this one. Why is the project stalling in research and development?
R&D needs to happen first whenever work starts on a new project.
Yeah.
It's a natural stalling point since we need to make so many big decisions.
Oh, okay.
In this case, we're talking about looking at our existing fleet of ships and using data we've gathered to see what consumers want. But of course, each member of the R&D team can interpret that data to suit their own confirmation bias.
Of course.
I'm guessing that's what we're seeing here.
Oh, I see. Okay. But I'm not a professional ship designer. How can I help?
To be honest, I prefer it. I have professional designers, and obviously they can't do the job. They're floundering.
Okay.
And as I've seen firsthand, you dabble in all spectrums. Blue-collar work, exploration, fighting. I could go on.
Oh, that's
What
enough.
better person to tell those overpaid muckety-mucks how to build a ship for the discerning consumer?
Muckety mucks. All right, you can count on me.
Excellent. I'll send word ahead to the project lead, Jules Degante, that you're taking point.
Oh.
They'll all be instructed to listen to you and follow your direction.
Sounds
I
good.
expect big things from you, so I'm excited to see what you manage to deliver. I don't believe you'll let me down.
Okay, we may need to manage those expectations a bit, but sounds like a good opportunity. Okay, so that's another activity for us. Okay, so let's... Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Talked with Sam Co. Alright, let's go talk with Sam. And... there's Walter. Sam's over here. Looks like he's upstairs. Hello, Sam. This is your room? I could have sworn this would have been Vlad's room. But whatever. Hey,
I must
Sam.
confess, the hum of a grav drive makes me feel alive.
Okay.
Late at night in dive bars, Sometimes the old-timers share stories about things they've seen that they just couldn't explain. Ghost stories, if you will. I've heard of things like the Starborn before.
Oh, really?
But they're real. Honest to God real.
Well, yeah, the universe is huge. It's arrogant to think we've seen it all.
But you carry on for centuries of exploration, and you can fool yourself into thinking you got it all figured out. Clearly we don't.
Well,
So the obvious question is, what the hell are they? Everyone's gonna be thinking aliens, but maybe not. Their ships were incredible, but they still felt like ships. They had engines, weapons, I think I even made out a grav drive. If they were really alien, I would just expect it to be more alien, you know? I mean, it could be some secret Freestar Varun or UC tech, but I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't feel exceptionally alien.
Exactly. I'm gonna throw out another wild stab in the dark theory. Maybe they're from outside our known systems. Here's the hypothetical. Centuries ago, some brainiac scientists decide to play settler. But they go way, way beyond any place we've ever been to set up stakes. Once they get there, they make a few lucky breakthroughs, and their science just snowballs from there. I could see them getting further, faster, and hence become the Starborn.
It's definitely a theory.
How non-committal of you.
Yep,
One way or the other, we are not alone.
exactly.
And that's that's both exciting and terrifying.
Okay. Alright, so let's head back to... That was so weird. Okay, so we caught up with everybody about the Starborn. I know it was a while ago. Alright. Let's go meet Hadrian. I will continue to take Barrett with us. I think we'll just swap out for Sarah. I think Sarah's back at this ship. So that'll be fine. That will be fine. We'll take her on a UC. I don't think either Andresia or Sam really belong on UC missions, so.
Hey, you might want this.
Alright, what you got, Barrett?
Hey, I love you. Just had to say that.
Oh, you're so cute. Do you have anything for me?
Oh, right. Almost forgot about it. This is for you.
Chicken. Okay. Chicken tikka. Alright, let's head back to our mission. I probably should have flirted back at Barrett there, but I was more interested in what he had for me. Pretty day. New Atlantis.
I hear Geppetto has started making real robots.
No way.
Really?
Hey, at least if the robot learns it's a lie, we'll know by the size of their nose.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, no loitering.
Hey, I'm walking here. Alright, there's Adrian. Hey there.
Still no word from the cabinet. Anything you wanted to discuss in the interim?
Nope, I don't have any questions, thanks.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go.
Am I following you? Alright, I guess I'm going first. Let me just hear that. Okay, let's go into the elevator.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Well, thank you, resource officer. Alright, let's go up. Assume we're going through here. Wow. Oh, alright, we're going to join Adrienne. I guess she went the other way.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Well, I don't know. Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Oh,
Yes,
geez,
well,
that was
precisely
rude.
how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without data.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
Oh, that was rude.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Whoa.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Are you kidding me? Oh, this is cool. I like that. We can be our xenobiologist selves. But so we'll go with that. As a standard terramorph never should have been on Tau Ceti. We could be facing a true threat here.
I didn't realize the captain was such an expert.
Hello.
But it's a compelling point, Madam President. A terramorph doesn't care about factional boundaries. And as the captain says, we can say definitively this is no normal terramorph. The other factions are as at risk as we are.
A compelling point, indeed. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
well, yes, doing nothing with even the limited knowledge we have would be irresponsible.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Oh, no,
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
It's happening, folks. Don't panic. We need to focus.
There
Thanks, Barrett.
must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
Really?
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Come on, Barrett. Am I going here? No, I'm going over here. Hi guys. Oh! Excuse me. Pardon, going down. Oh, I hope.
You!
What are they doing? Click the EM weapon.
Eiffel, grab it! Get
Oh.
now!
Stop! That's it! We're now hit it with everything you've got!
Please!
What's going on?
Can't stop!
Equip it. How come I have, like, no weapons? And why would I do the EM weapon? EM... this one? Alright. Oh, I see. Maybe the things can't incapacitate the attackers. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah? Clear my schedule.
Oops.
I'm too good at this.
We didn't Alright.
I'm so... I was looking forward to more.
Okay, now what do we do? They're incapacitated.
Stun them! Do it now!
I did stun them. I think I killed one.
Why?
Easy. Now.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't you want?
Oh, this one? Okay. Now what do we do? Oh.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
Mm-hmm. The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Are you suggesting terramorphs can control someone's mind?
I'm not suggesting. It's documented behavior. The result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. Some folks just shrug it off. Others hallucinate. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out at anyone around them, but still be aware while they're doing it.
Really?
Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or free them by killing the terramorph.
Well, I guess we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Warning, warning.
Something's out there.
Oh God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
Oops. Hold on, let me get my... let's see... What do we want to do? Well... let's just do this one.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Oh wow. This place is a mess.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Oh god. Oh god, here it comes. Oops. Got a window? God, those things are ugly. Oh god, they're going down.
They didn't give us much of a choice.
Is there more? Or is it this the only one?
Our experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter.
Oh,
They said
Sergeant
you've done
Yumi.
this before, huh? Well, we've got one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Okay, yep, I'm taking all this stuff. You're offering me ammo. I don't need that. I have no idea what I need. Ooh. Modified maelstrom. Oh, let me have some of the stuff. Bandages. Med packs, yes, please. I don't need any of that stuff. Alright, let's roll, Barrett. Oh god. Oh, I might as well, loop. Well, I guess that's the only guy there. I missed the rest of them. Which is closer? This one. Oh!
Let's get this over with.
gosh.
Oh, God. Captain! You're going to be okay! It's not real! Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real! We have to put down that morph! Let's do this! It's here! It's here! Hide! Do it now!
Oh gosh. Holy cow. Oh, spice. Thanks for the spice, dude. Alright. Holy. That was not fun. Where's the other one? Right here somewhere? Oh, it's right around here.
My favorite part.
Please help. Please.
Oh.
I've done this 1,000 times.
Target down! Nice work, Captain.
I don't want to even think about what would have happened had we failed. This was damn heroic, Captain.
Glad you enjoyed it, Barrett. Alright, we gotta return to the sergeant. God, they made a mess. Where's my ship? Oh, my ship's over there. Hopefully it's okay. Hey there, Sergeant.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. The universe put the right people in the right place.
Y'all held the line. You're the heroes, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Alright. Alright, we're back at the chambers to talk to the President about the attack. Going up here.
Nothing's getting to the cabinet.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Losing anyone in the line
there
of
you
duty
are.
is a tragedy.
I believe
These
we
attacks,
have some things we should
they
discuss.
can't happen again.
The things we do here, the tech we develop, benefits all of humanity.
Yep, okay. Let me talk.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed, thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Why not send a diplomat? Somebody trained for this sort of thing.
The Cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of terramorphs off the embassy doorsteps.
Oh, there's that,
The
I
Cabinet
suppose.
was unanimous. They want you.
Well, if you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Sure. Why not?
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall.
All right.
And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
My officers were unprepared for what happened at the spaceport.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer
intend to correct
Kulkarni.
that.
Start getting a plan together for that data.
All right. Deputy McIntyre. All right, Barrett, let's go talk to the deputy. And, go from there, I suppose. They're back here. Well, someone's at their desk. Everybody else has abandoned it.
These orders, a Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Okay. Excuse me.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
The repositories for all the banned data from the colony war.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players.
Yes, I know
Access
that.
to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories.
Oh.
UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Of course it is. What can you tell me about the codes? Can we forge them?
No. Each is a strip of several million random numbers generated
Oh
on the
my
fly
God.
based on
Okay.
biometric keys kept by each of the ambassadors on their person at all times.
Oh god.
They're impossible to create without those keys, and those keys stay with the ambassadors, meaning we're accessing nothing if we can't get them on our side.
Well, it sure doesn't sound easy.
It won't be. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now,
I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Tell me about Ambassador Radcliffe of the Freestar Collective.
Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
I bet she loves her job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
All right, tell me about these other tools.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
And what can you tell me about this staff member?
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Any other things I should avoid doing inside the embassy?
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
Got it. All right, that's all the info I need for the moment on the ambassador.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
All right, so tell me about the Ambassador Balmore of House Varun.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Yeah, why? What's wrong with House Varun?
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Well, I'm sure he can be reasoned with. They're all people, just like us.
It's weird that we have to say that, but yeah, they're just regular people with different beliefs.
It is weird we have to say that.
But there is another wrinkle.
Of course.
We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare. But it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Okay.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
What kind of life signs did you detect in the embassy? Wait, no one has actually been inside.
The embassy is still legally House Varun's sovereign territory, so we're not technically permitted inside.
Well, you could knock on the
We've
door.
snuck in the occasional spy, of course, but the ambassador has proven more evasive than you'd expect for a man of his age. But we're quite sure he hasn't left the city. The man stands out.
Okay, so what kind of life signs did you detect in the embassy?
The Varun delegation brought more than a few of their native flora with them when they set up in the embassy. It seems those plants have been allowed to flourish, making it hard for us to verify what's flora and what's ambassador.
You can't tell the difference between the two? That sounds weird. All right. All right, I'll track... Well, yeah, what do I do if he's dead?
Then you search the embassy for his biometric key, collect your code piece, and we'll go about notifying his next of kin, if we can ever find them. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
All right, I'll track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
All right. Looks like we have our marching orders. So, yeah, we'll go talk with... We'll take the advice of McIntyre there and go talk to Ambassador Radcliffe. All right, so thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.